Hey guys, it's Charlie. It is the 27th, Tuesday. Crime I wrote on the board because it's the only thing that I didn't hear today when the Senate was grilling some of these Goldman Sachs executives. And I realized it's because we're not interested in finding out responsibility. We know who's responsible. I mean, we understand that this quadrillion-dollar derivatives market, this synthetic derivatives, fake, fictitious investments that companies like Goldman Sachs are now being accused of betting against as they're shoveling it out the front door to their customers. We know that we don't want the truth. We want some window dressing. We want some smoke and mirrors so we can pass legislation to give the same, in my opinion, criminals more power and be more systemic to this economy. In the testimony today, some real irritating emails were talked about and discussed. And I want you to listen to the initial response from David Vinyar, CFO of Goldman Sachs, when one of the senators was questioning him about these emails. And at the end of it, I played the clip a little bit long. It's about 3 minutes. I wanted you to hear Maria Bartiromo's commentary on that round of questioning. Because here you're going to see a senator ask a question, the true feelings of the CFO of Goldman Sachs on that email. He's basically upset that they got caught. And then you're going to hear the mainstream media, the CNBC-owned parent company General Electric, who received billions and billions in bailout money, how they're not even going to talk about what the guy just said. They're going to just talk about this is how things are done in our market. Watch this.
If your employees think that it's crap, that it's a shitty deal, do you think that Goldman Sachs ought to be selling that to customers? And when you are on the short side betting against it, I think it's a very clear conflict of interest. And I think we got to deal with it. Now, you don't, apparently.
I do not necessarily think that's...
And when you heard that your employees in these emails, when looking at these deals, said, God, what a shitty deal. God, what a piece of crap. When you hear your own employees or read about those in the emails, do you feel anything?
I think that's very unfortunate to have on email.
Are you embarrassed?
And very unfortunate. I don't.
On emails,
please don't take that.
How
wrong.
about feeling that way?
I think it's very unfortunate for anyone to have said that in any form.
How about to believe that and sell them?
I think that's unfortunate as well.
No, that's what you should have started with.
You're correct. It is.
We're going to stand adjourned for 10 minutes because we have a vote on.
All right, the hearing is breaking for about 10 minutes because the Senate has another vote on the financial regulatory bill. That's right now at, it was supposed to be at 4:30 actually, it's at 4:40. So this panel will break for 10 minutes. They will come back and continue this hearing. Of course, this is the Senate Subcommittee on Investigations, hearing testimony from the Goldman Sachs executives, David Vinyar, the CFO of Goldman Sachs, as well as Craig Broderick, the Chief Risk Officer at Goldman Sachs, basically explaining their positions in terms of shorting subprime and housing-related securities, mortgage-backed securities during the 2007 boom in prices. A number of interesting questions there about their feelings about the market and whether or not they felt a responsibility to tell the person on the other side of the trade that, in fact, they believed those securities were not worth very much. Let's get to Scott Cohn. And Scott, what I thought was really interesting there was the exchange about whether or not those products were not very valuable as they sold them. I think one thing that Vinyar did not say was maybe people have a price for it. I mean, obviously the other side of it had a price that they were willing to pay, whether it's 20 cents on a dollar or not, even though Goldman Sachs had owned the product, watched the value decline, and sold it ultimately. What are your thoughts on this latest leg of this hearing, Scott Cohn?
That was an amazing exchange, Maria, and it just gets to the whole point of there are just some things here that look bad, even if this is how markets work, and maybe a lot of regular folks try and avert their eyes from them. I mean, Vineyard tried to make the point, yeah, it's unfortunate what they were putting in emails, and he got a lot of laughter out of that. But as you allude to there, that's what a market is all about. The buyer.
So, I mean, there's an example of, this is how things done. This is how business is done now, okay? We're going to have a pony trial. We're going to have some senators come on and feign outrage at the actions of Goldman Sachs, at the actions of Wall Street, when we all know that that is who's lining their pockets, that is who's contributing to their re-election campaigns, and those interests are the interests that are going to be served with this so-called financial regulation legislation. I'm also going to include a video that is Senator Levin talking to Dan Sparks, just more commentary and more emails that went back and forth between the mortgage division. This can be called nothing other than a crime. But it won't be called a crime. Nobody will get charged with anything. Goldman Sachs will receive some ridiculously small fine that, thanks to you and me, they have an extra $13 billion through counterparty payments through AIG to pay any ridiculous fine that they might get. The show continues. That's all I got.